welcome to the Indie Game Awards. No pre-show. Oh, I didn't open OBS. I forget every single time to open OBS. It's a new system, and I forget that I have to do it. There it is. There, now you can see. Anyways, as I was saying, it's the Indie Game Awards. No pre-show. Go.
Because the 2025 Indie Game Awards start right now.
Welcome to the 2025 Indie Game Awards. My name is Mike
They
Towndrow.
captured
And I'm Kyle
themselves.
Stevenson. Whether it's late at night
I'm Mike. Hi, Kyle.
or in the morning where you're tuning in from, we're so thrilled to have you here celebrating indies with us.
Tonight is about the human beings who
Nice,
drive
fun.
our industry forward. Folks who pour their hearts and souls into the experiences that bring us a bit of light in a dark, scary world. No game announcements, razor-sharp mascots, or Hollywood icons, just the people behind the games we've all poured countless hours into.
The IGAs are a
This
representation.
is not about reveals. This is about
professionals
awards.
coming together to deliver the definitive celebration of the indie scene. 6-1 Indie might be behind the production and
I'm
organization
escaping
of everything.
to the
but
one
tonight,
place
we're gonna
that
be
hasn't
possible
been
without our
corrupted
fellow
by
indie game
capitalism.
showcases, members of the game's media and institutions, content creators, and more.
Space!
As cliche as it may sound, it really does
33
take a
wins. I mean, definitely some of them.
brimming with diverse voices from across the industry.
We also have to take a moment to show all the love to our sponsors for literally putting their money where their mouths are to support tonight's festivities. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to afford this suit jacket. See, we listened to the feedback from last year.
You do look good, buddy.
Thank you. You too, Kelsey. It bears repeating that the IGAs are strictly an awards-only ceremony. I'd love to tell you all about Hotline Miami 3, but that's not what tonight is about. It's about recognizing the achievements of independent developers and their games over the past year. Here's a quick rundown of how it's all going to go down.
All of our nominees have either launched in 1.0 or early access between November 1st, 2024 and October 31st, 2025. To ensure a diverse selection of indie games across all categories, each game can be nominated for only one general category. This rule doesn't apply to the community management, community picks, and game of the year categories, as well as categories from our fellow indie game showcases. And of course, games developed using generative AI are ineligible for nomination. For a detailed rundown of eligibility,
So Expedition 33 can't be nominated, right?
head to the link at the bottom of the screen.
It's
tonight is
nominated.
a celebration. If your favorite game leaves empty-handed or wasn't nominated at all, that's okay. There are a lot of indie games out there, way more than we could possibly feature on this show. As we head into the holidays, please keep being a supportive backbone for your favorite indies and the people who create them.
To start, head over to the official IGA Steam event. That's your hub for all of tonight's nominees and more. Gift a game to a friend for the holidays, treat yourself during
Curse you, Bale!
Our first presenter is hard at work crafting the latest and greatest in witch tech.
Yeah, it's a whole like news thing happening right now,
From
dude.
Electric Saint.
Hello, my name is Anna Hollenreich, and
Hey,
I'm
Anna.
the creative director at Electric Saint. Our first award shines a spotlight on a whole new wave of incredible voices that have recently joined the indie scene. Launching a game for the very first time takes a lot of creativity, guts, and commitment, and in this industry, that's no mean feat. So, with that in mind, our nominees for debut game are Discounty by Crinkle Cut Games, Fretless, The Wrath of Rift Sunn by Ritual Studios, Isla, A Frosty Glide by Magic Rain Studios, Sorry We're Closed by Ala Mode Games, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33 by Sandful Interactive, Tyrant's Realm by Team Tyrant, and the debut game award goes to Claire Obscure, Expedition 33
What?
Interactive.
Of course. Of course. What do you mean? Of course. Should I not be looking at this?
Thoughtful implementation of accessibility means games can be enjoyed by everyone. Here to celebrate a few developers making that the standard for our industry is Laura Kate.
I haven't
Dale,
looked into it,
founder
Dumpling,
of
personally.
Accessibility and the Accessibility Showcase.
Hello everyone, my name's Laura Kate
Hi,
Dale.
Laura.
I'm a disabled gamer, accessibility advocate, and host of the Accessibility Summer Showcase. I'm honoured to be here today to introduce the nominees and winner for the Achievement in Accessibility Award. Over the past 5 or so years, the video game industry has come forward in leaps and bounds in terms of how we standardise accessibility for disabled players. However, perhaps more impressive to me are the ways that indie developers are innovating in the accessibility space, redefining who we consider in accessibility efforts, and what ways we approach helping more people to engage with more genres of games. Video games as a medium should be accessible to everyone. If we love this medium, we should want as many people as possible to be able to play, and these 6 nominees have gone above and beyond in terms of finding new ways to help make sure that more people get to play the games we love. Here are the nominees for the Achievement in Accessibility Award. Abiotic Factor by Deepfield Games. This game featured impressively robust options to alter basically any aspect of the game that
So I believe that
regardless of how much it might
because this is nominated by the Accessibility Showcase, it can be nominated for other things.
Narrative experience, essentially a choose-your-own-adventure podcast, Calm the Storm can be played in multiple mechanically accessible ways, including voice recognition. Peak by Landfall Games and Aggro Crab. Peak's developers have done a fantastic job regularly updating the game's accessibility.
Better win something.
Launch patches, responding to very granular player feedback of their accessibility support. Spray Paint Simulator by North Star Video Games. This title features robust options for motor control accessibility, cognitive accessibility, motion sickness reduction, and visual accessibility.
I understand why the Game Awards doesn't explain every reason which...
Dyscalculia is rarely considered in conversations around...
I understand why the Game Awards doesn't explain why things get nominated. It would make the show very long, because that's not the point of the Game Awards. The Game Awards is also for announcing new games. This one, however, this award show is only awards the whole time. So I can understand why the Game Awards doesn't do it. It's not the focus of the show, even despite its name. So, like, I get it.
Squeak Cross by Outloon. Dyscalculia is rarely considered in conversations around accessibility. Squeak Cross is full of numerous different accessibility options for players who struggle with mental handling of numbers. Barista by Yofi Asi. Barista is a sightless blind player accessible title with charming humor and a very polished gameplay loop. A highly impressive Game Jam title from early this year. And the Indie Game Award for Achievement in Accessibility goes to Peak by Landfall Games and Aggro Crab.
Come on!
Wow, hey, thank you so much. It means a lot to us to receive the award for Achievement in Accessibility. You know, with Peak, we wanted to make a game for everyone, and making a game for everyone means making it accessible. We honestly didn't have a lot of good accessibility options at launch, since it was a pretty hastily made game. But for us, it was important to listen to feedback from the community and do our best to add the right toggles and improve the base game to let as many people as possible play it. And like with Another Crab's Treasure last year, we wanted to make accessibility fun, which is why there's a button to turn spiders into Bing Bong. So thank you to the fans that made their voices heard. Thank you to everyone at both Aggro Crab and Landfall for making this game possible. And thank you to the Indie Game Awards.
No! Too long.
New for this year's ceremony, the Indie Game Awards expands globally to highlight developers who offer different perspectives through their craft. From nominations to selecting the recipients, our new regional and specialized categories are being led by partner showcases and festivals.
Kicking off this new initiative is Ben Rausch, Program Director of Africa's first annual Destination Indie Games and Immersive Arts Festival and Conference.
Hi indie fans, I'm Ben Rausch, joining you from Cape Town
Ben.
as the Program Director of Playtopia, Africa's biggest indie games festival. Every year, the Playtopia Arcade exhibits a selection of works that celebrate indie games at their most creative, original, and well-crafted. To curate this exhibition, we spend the year hunting for outstanding titles and have a free, open submission system where anyone can send us their games for consideration. At Playtopia 2025, 105 games were exhibited, and 55 of those games were created by devs from Africa. We're honored to have been invited to curate the nominees for the African Indie Game Award. I hope that this award will be something that inspires African devs to continue crafting excellent games for a global audience. I want to take this opportunity to encourage indie game fans to support and share the work of African devs, and I want to send the hugest of high fives to every single African indie that's making and sharing games with the world. The 2025 nominees for the African Indie Game Award are Bruin Boogie Get the Milk by McDog.
Nice.
Finding Father by Studio Bow and Pressure Cooker Studios. Flibius McDougal and the Mysterious Flying Machine by Unsigned Double Collective. Ikilia by All Day All Night.
Yeah, we played that.
Metavoidal by Yellow Lab Games. And Stick It to the Stickman by Free Lives. And the Indie Game Award goes to Stick It to the Stickman by Free Lives.
Nice.
Congratulations to ourselves, and congratulations to all the new games coming out of Africa.
Cool.
One of the new categories we're introducing is something we're super excited about.
Indie Vanguards.
These 5 independent developers are just starting their journeys in the indie scene, already impressing us with bold debut projects, game jams, and even demos.
Let's take a look at the first member of the inaugural class.
Hey everyone! I just want to say what an enormous privilege it is to be selected for the Indie Vanguard class of 2025 and get a chance to share the stage with the incredible talent on display in this year's show. Being here would not have been possible without the enormous support of my wife and my kids, my family, and everyone who helped me push forward in releasing such a weird, experimental, and kinda head-scratching title in 2025. A huge thank you goes out to the folks at Mod Retro for making the physical release of Shanty possible, and everyone in the Game Boy homebrew community, developers, players, and the makers of GB Studio, who I feel I am sharing this honor with. Time may have left these beloved old systems behind, but they still have so much more to give. From inspiring new generations of developers to offering a genuine ecosystem for developers and players to craft new experiences and push innovation forward. I think that is what indie means to me in the end. No matter the amount of access to
they're developing games for the Game Boy.
Funding opportunities, influence, tools, and capabilities, I believe indies, whatever their size or capacity, embody and will continue to carry that pure and true spirit of creation into the future. They are and will always be the ones looking back into what first inspired them to become creators, tasking themselves to remind us why.
Very small complaint about this showcase.
Fall in love with them time and again. Back into what first inspired.
These subtitles are baked in. I can't move these. These subtitles are baked into the player. They're not something that I have enabled.
Into the future. They are and will always be the ones looking.
So why is there an overlapping notification here for subtitles that I didn't set up? This is an editing flaw. Either you need to move these up here, or you need to move the subtitles elsewhere, or you need to just rely on Google's closed captioning and edit these captions. One of those 3 choices. Either you move the notification, you move the subtitles, or you have Google's closed caption. I haven't noticed it more than this one time, so maybe it's just a flaw here.
Back into what first inspired them to become creators, tasking themselves to remind us why we love games and what makes us all fall in love with them time and again. Whatever the future might hold, I can rest assured that the industry is in the best of hands. My heartfelt congratulations to all the winners and nominees.
A strong visual aesthetic can make a first impression everlasting. Co-founder of DenkiWorks Liam Edwards knows a thing or two about knocking that first impression out of the park.
Hello Indie Game Awards, I'm Liam Edwards, one of the co-founders of the Kyoto indie-based studio DenkiWorks, the creators of Tanuki Pond Summer, and I'm here at the stunning Kyoto Imperial Palace. What better place to talk to you about the visual design nominees for this year's awards? In a world where there's seemingly endless amounts of video games being released all of the time, it's never been more important to aesthetically stand out and be unique. So here are this year's best of the best, the nominees for visual design. 30 Birds by Ram Ram Games and Business Goose Studios. Artiste Impact by Mass. Cat Detective Albert Wild by Beyond Those Hills. Eclipsium by Housefire.
Oh.
Machina by Tala and Jack Co. Slime Rancher 2 by Monomi Park.
Classic.
And the award goes to 30 Birds by Ram Ram Games and Business Goose Studios.
Eclipsium, was it? I'm gonna have to write that one down.
Hi everyone, I'm Laurent from Ram Ram Studio, and I'm the main developer behind 30 Birds.
And hi, I'm Colleen from Ram Studio, and I'm the artistic director of 30 Birds.
Thanks a lot for the award. Thanks to the jury. Thanks for the organization. We want to thank our team who made 30 Birds with us.
And we hope that thanks to this award, new people may discover 30 Birds and have a great time playing it.
Thanks again, and
bye-bye.
Bye. Also, Steam sale's on right now. I didn't know that.
The strongest narratives help us connect our personal experiences with the ones on screen through immersive worlds and wondrous characters. Through past relationships and spicy empires, Eka from Outer Loop Games has masterfully achieved just that.
Hi,
Hi,
I'm
Eka.
from Outer Loop Games, game director on Thirsty Suitors and the upcoming Dose of Divas. A great game story doesn't just entertain, it moves you, it challenges you, and sticks with you through specificity because life is in the details. These 6 indies deliver exactly that. Unforgettable characters, immersive worlds, and stories from a unique point of view that keep echoing in your mind long after you're done playing. Here are the nominees for narrative. Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector by Jump Over the Age. Consume Me by Jenny Zhao Shah, AP Thompson, Jian Li, Violet WP, and Ken Koda Snyder. The Drifter by Parohoof and Dave Lloyd. Promise Mascot Agency by Kaizen Gameworks. The Root Trees Are Dead by Evil Trout Inc. The Seance
I thought that was a remake.
Manor by Spooky Doorway.
I've played none of these games. I know a few of them.
Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector by Jump Over the Age. Congrats.
I never finished Citizen Sleeper 1. I still have it.
Hi, I'm Gareth Damian Martin, the creator of Citizen Sleeper, and I want to thank the Indie Game Awards for recognizing Citizen Sleeper 2 in the narrative category.
Yeah.
It's been an incredible journey over the past 5 years making the Citizen Sleeper games, and it's a journey I couldn't have gone on without Guillaume Saint-Gelon, the game's incredible artist, Amos Roddy, the game's composer, Dan and Matt Collier, who helped me get the game on so many different platforms, and of course my publisher, Fellow Traveler, who do incredible work supporting narrative games. I also would love to show huge thanks to all the players and everybody who's told their friends, who's been too much of a sicko about Citizen Sleeper 2, who've pushed the series to people they know and supported the games. I really did not believe that this is what would happen when I started on this journey, and yeah, I'll be forever thankful for everyone who's recognized these games and who has felt something from these stories, so thank you so much.
Citizen Sleeper.
Created in honor of the late beloved developer, the Muhammad Fahmy Storyteller Award recognizes an exceptional storyteller and their profound.
Citizen Sleeper is a game where, obviously, where the story is kind of Ghost in the Shell-y, where you are a person who basically sold their brain in a way to be inside of a robot body, and you have to pay to upkeep that robot body to the company. However, you were like shut down for a really long time, and came back online in an area that was not the like uh, uh factory or whatever the hell that you're supposed to be working in and stuff. So eventually they send a debt collector after you, and you have to deal with him. You have to deal with the other people on the space station that you're on, and learn their stories and help them in any way you can, or hurt them in order to benefit yourself, all in a way to get away from the debt collector. And it's a story told entirely in text. It's like you've seen, it's these big text boxes, but there's also like pre-rolled dice that you get at the beginning of the day, and those decide certain things that you can do throughout that day. And it's an RPG, so you can level up in ways to make some dice rolls easier, depending on the character you're building. Kind of like Disco Elysium, but less RNG heavy, because there are a lot of ways for you to change that result. And then there's also the inventory down there that you can also do stuff with, and it's a whole thing. It's Citizen Sleeper 1, at least, is a very cool video game with a very good story that I have not finished.
Storyteller games. As soon as our ceremony ended last year, we knew who our next recipient would be without any hesitation. My initial interaction with this person was actually pretty funny. She assumed I was reaching out because of one particular game, but I told her that even in her games without strict narrative, her games tell a story. Stories aren't just what's experienced on screen, they're also the memories that are created with the ones you love through the act of playing. But enough from me. I think our presenter has a better story to share. Without further ado, here to present the 2025 Mohammed Fahmy Storyteller Award, the one and only Lena Rain.
Sometime in 2016, I got a random DM on Twitter that changed the entire course of my career. I was working as a game designer with aspirations of writing music for games. I had a few really amazing opportunities, but I never found the right project that let me feel like I was fully part of the team. And then I got a DM from Maddie asking if I'd like to do music for a little game that she and some friends were working on called Celeste. Making that game with the team lit a fire under me. Nothing during my day job felt nearly as exciting and inspiring as getting to go home and work late into the night on music for this little platformer. I don't really know what Maddie saw in my music, but somehow it managed to fit right into place for the story we were all telling. And it wasn't just in the words, really. It was every aspect of the game. The way a screen was laid out, the way new mechanics and level gimmicks gave rise to a metaphoric experience. Even before dialogue was written, playing the levels felt like understanding the story of Madeline, and allowed me to write as evocative music as I was able to. Now, almost 8 years after releasing the game, I constantly feel the effects that her storytelling has had on the greater community that blossomed around Celeste. Hundreds of talented creators have also been inspired to make their own levels, their own stories, their own music. Extremely talented speedrunners race every year to raise money for global medical aid and cancer research. At every games event I get a chance to attend, people come up and express just how much the game means to them, not just as a fun little thing that they played one time, but as a lasting affirmation of who they are. No matter what they took away from it, no matter what it informed about them, it made an impact on their lives for the better. Games don't often do that, even if we always aspire to it. It's something that comes from a place of deep empathy and care. So I am beyond pleased to present the Mohammed Fahmy Storyteller Award to my collaborator and friend, Maddie Thorson.
Nice.
It's an honor to accept the Storyteller Award.
Hi, Maddie.
And of course, I need to thank all of the brilliant collaborators I've had the privilege of working with along the way. Towerfall and Celeste were truly team efforts. I believe that we make games in the hopes that they will impact someone and maybe even inspire someone to add their own voice to the conversation. And this beautiful medium games is something that we're all building together. So to be recognized like this for my contributions to that project is sincerely the highest honor. And I feel like I have a lot more left to give. I don't plan on stopping. I really just love making games, and I hope to make a lot more of them. So thank you, and keep making beautiful things.
Women-led games brings
one day,
recognition to the hard
despite
work of
its
women in the games industry.
cancellation,
Representing their annual showcases,
that we
is
get
Twitch
to see
ambassador
Earthblade.
Ash said hi.
Hey, Ash.
Hi, everyone. This is Ash Said Hi, Twitch Women's Guild lead and host for this year's IGA for the Women-Led Indie Game Award. This year, we are honoring the fantastic women in game development from around the world. Expressing our unique contributions is paramount to ensuring that women and non-binary folk
Need a lot more clout
feel
than that.
represented. We must remember that everyone's differences make our world more whole. There are many trailblazers in the indie game scene, creating experiences that hold a lens to the complex and beautiful demographic of gamers today. With that, let's jump into the nominees for the Women-Led Indie Game Award.
I'll go. I'm not involved.
Cabernet by Party for Introverts.
This ain't about me.
Gemporium by Merge Conflict Studio. White Knuckle by Dark Machine Games.
Nice.
Urban Myth Disillusion Center by Hakaba Bunko. Spilled by Lente.
Rat unlocked.
Duck Detective, The Ghost of Glamping by Happy Broccoli Games.
It's on our to-do.
And the Indie Game Award goes to Urban Myth Disillusion Center by Hakaba Bunko.
We are deeply grateful to receive this prestigious Women-Led Indie Game Award at the Indie Game Awards.
名誉ある賞をいただき、心より感謝申し上げます。Hakaba Bunko.
The entire production team of Hakaba Bunko, I tried, is truly honored by this recognition.
この作品は
This game has come this far
執念と
thanks to the dedication of our members
会の
and the warm support of our players, our wonderful anomaly.
ここまで来ることができました。これからも
Our team will continue to work hard to deliver games that stay in your hearts.
チーム一同努力してまいります。この度は本当に
Thank you very much. Yeah, I could have did better at naming their dev team, especially like after I already heard it, but I had to keep up with her, you know?
It's not only fun, but engaging and welcoming. Please welcome Kennedy Lee Slocum, social media manager of Black Kite Games.
Hi, Indie Game Awards. My name is Kennedy Lee Slocum, and I'm a games writer and community manager for Black Kite Games. And I just want to say, as I'm sure all of this category's nominees would agree, community management is a weird job. It covers so much more than people realize. Whether it's an individual or a whole team, they're the unsung heroes that wear many hats. Handling everything from player support to keeping the community positive, endlessly researching internet slang, organizing events, and representing the personality of their entire studio. They endure a lot, but their work is vital in creating a space where players feel heard, valued, and connected. Our next award celebrates those who have gone above and beyond to foster a vibrant, inclusive community in an industry that can make it quite challenging at times, but will ultimately always need voices like theirs. Here are the nominees for community management. Jenny Zhao Xia.
Need you to host a Showcase Game Awards? That's too much time. Be a guest on it? Sure.
Sassy Chap Games.
but they'd have to ask, which requires a lot more clout than I have.
All day, all night. Team Peak. Game Smithing Limited.
Oh, but Strange Scaffold or Team
Award
Peak.
goes to Team Peak.
Yeah, they're good. Team Peak good. Team Peak good. Peak good. Team Peak be good. Be good.
Hey Scouts, I'm Paige.
Hey, hey Paige. Hey Hannah.
The rest of our Peak community team, Beth and Josephine.
Hello. Hello.
Hey Beth and Josephine.
Thank you so much for the Indie Game Award and community management. We couldn't have done it without the amazing help from our Discord moderators, all the content creators who made the Peak community what it is, and of course, all the Scouts at home like you. You're falling off the mountain.
You're just like
slowly
slid down.
sliding off. AgroCrab was lucky to win the Community Management Award last year, but Peak was made in collaboration with our friends over at Landfall, so we get to share it
Nice
this year.
flip.
I'm gonna fucking die. I'm happy this award is handed to another incredible community manager and team because they deserve it so much. Landfall has been around for over 10 years and this is their first award in community management. Isn't that batshit fucking crazy? Imagine looking at the trenches of the Steam forums for 10 years.
Hi, it's me, Hannah, from the Landfall team. The one in the trenches. Thank you all so much for this award. It's been a while to see our amazing community grow over the last 10 years, from just some people in a Skype chat about flying to millions of Peak Scouts climbing mountains. And we couldn't have done it without our amazing team, Elisabeth, who does the best support in the biz, Josephine, who just started but has hit the ground running, Liv, who backed us up during those stressful months before and after launch, Kate and our lovely Discord moderators, and of course Paige, who it's been an honor to work with on this game. We wouldn't be here without AgroCrab and the rest of the Landfall and Peak team. They're always there to fix bugs, listen to community suggestions, and support us in any way they can. And last but not least, I want to give a special thank you to the amazing players, because there wouldn't be a community without you.
Finally, we have one more person who would like to say a speech. Bing Bong, take it away.
I'm Bing Bong.
Nice.
Bing Bong, you're supposed to say something nice to the viewers.
Bing Bong, we're live here. You can do it.
Put him in the cannon. You beat
No! Bing Bong! Don't do this! No! Bing Bong! No! Save him! Save him! No!
Beautiful.
Let's go, guys.
Whoa!
Let's go!
Woo!
Hi, we're Cookie Crayon, an indie game studio from New Zealand.
We love to create bite-sized games with a strong focus on the visuals and experimentation. With Neo Navs, we wanted the art style to be bold and loud to contrast with the quiet sneakiness of the game.
We ended up with something that kind of feels like a moving painting, with a little crowd of characters milling about in a bright and surreal world, while you and a friend try to blend in and hunt each other out. To answer the question, what does indie mean to you?
We like to think of indie being where you can freely create without the fear of something being wrong, and where you can try out the most obscure ideas just to see what happens.
And it's a place where time, budget, and technical skill limitations can actually help to push ideas into new areas that maybe you wouldn't have explored otherwise. Thank you so much to everyone involved in the Indie Game Awards for including us in this year's Indie Vanguard.
A short runtime doesn't mean a game can't make a lasting impact. Developer Graham Reed knows how to pack one heck of a punch in a single sitting.
Hey everybody, my name is Graham Reed, also known as
Graham,
and I'm a Jamaican indie game developer, currently working on a small island builder called Orlands. Now, sometimes less is more, and a great game isn't defined by its how long to beat stats, but rather is defined by it being memorable and compelling in the small amount of time it has. Now this next award goes out to all those games, and it celebrates the short games that pack a punch that leave you satisfied and wanting more. Here are the nominees for Bite Size Game. Karimaro, Beneath the Forlorn Limbs by Bastinus Rex.
I watched CB play this, it fucking rock.
By Wobble Boy.
I want to play this.
Many Nights a Whisper by Deconstruct Team and Selkie Harbo. The Dark Queen of Morthome by Mosu.
I've seen this. Oh, excuse me. I've seen this game a lot.
This game will end in 205 clicks by Insert Disc 5.
That's really short.
And Time Flies by Playables.
Nice.
And the Indie Game Award goes to Time Flies by Playables.
Time flies. Yeah, not my thing, but, you know, it is what it is. Hello, IGA. Thank you very much for the award. I'm truly flattered. I'm so excited I have to walk it off. Thanks also from Michael and Raphael, who made me so you can fly me. And then it said something at the end there. Hang on. I don't know idea. I don't know what it said. Buzzing off now.
Frosty Games puts the spotlight on games made in Australia, New Zealand.
We're watching this showcase later next week. Nope, later this week. Sorry.
Frosty Games is Amy Potter Jarman.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy, founder and one of the 5 organisers behind Frosty Games. Our next award honours the outstanding achievements of indies based in Australia, Aotearoa, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands. This region may be physically separated by a whole lot of water down at the edge of the globe, but we don't let that stop us from shipping some of the very best indie games in the world. As
the shipping is just a lot more expensive.
Goes to show. Here are the nominees for the ANZ Indie Award. Abiotic Factor by Deepfield Games.
Didn't know this game was Aussie.
The Drifter by Powerhoof. Mars First Logistics by Shapeshop. Proximate by Kane Maddox. Hollow Knight Silksong by Team Cherry.
Well.
Tempopo by Witchbeam.
Well. I mean, you know, like, sorry everything else, I just, you know, I mean.
And the Indie Game Award goes to The Drifter by
Whoa! Good job, Drifter. Good job. You took down a Titan. Well done. Well done. Goddamn.
Oh, hold on, I'll just adjust this for those watching from the wrong hemisphere.
Okay.
Now you see why we didn't make a comedy game. It would have been all dad jokes all the time.
I mean, I liked it. I thought it was good. You know.
This is amazing. I think just to be nominated alongside such awesome games was like mind-blowing. There's so many cool games that I absolutely adore that have come out of Australia and New Zealand the last year. We're really punching above our weight down here, I think. It's so cool to see. Despite industry hardships and all that stuff, it's been amazing. Massive thanks to the team, Barney, Alex.
Well, this was a companion showcase announcement, so they can be nominated and win multiple things
in such an amazing, magical way. It's so cool. And like everyone else.
So the way it works, because this is the Frosty Game Awards, and then same thing for the accessibility that happened earlier and the women led earlier. Those are companion showcases, so multiple games. So the games that are nominated in those can be nominated and win elsewhere. That's why Peak just won 2 awards, because Peak was nominated for 2 of those categories. So that's the reason why Peak could win twice. But I think that Peak could still win a 3rd time because that was community as well. But yeah, that's how that works. Yeah. So this is them taking down the Titan that is Silksong just then, which is crazy, but awesome.
It's a small team, but there's just so many people that help, and such an awesome community we have around us as well. Really makes it possible.
Very cool.
Personally, I think this means so much to me. It's a game I worked on for 6 going on 7 years now, so it's a massive chunk of my life, and to be recognized like this makes it extra, it's extra special.
Very cool.
Especially for a genre which I really adore. Like the point and click genre is really dear to my heart. It's one that's not celebrated as much as some of the other indie genres, I think. But yeah, it's one I absolutely love. So yeah, it really means a lot. But yeah, now I'll adjust this back to so I can watch the rest of the awards. Thanks again, and ta-ra.
Yeah, I'll add a moment.
There were 2 pieces of feedback that stood out the most from our inaugural ceremony: genre categories and the fact that you wanted to voice your support for your favorite indies. So we opened the polls and asked you to pick your favorite indies within specific genres and, of course, overall. Here are your 2025 community picks. Action game, Hades 2.
Maybe I'll play it one day.
Game, Hollow Knight, Silksong. Horror game, Repo. Interactive fiction, Date Everything. Multiplayer game, Peak. Puzzle game, Blueprints.
There were spoilers in that.
Clear Obscure, Expedition 33.
Fine, it's fine.
Simulation game, Schedule 1. Strategy game, The 100 Line, Last Defense Academy. Survival game, Abiotic Factor. And community game of the year, Hollow Knight, Silksong.
Nice. I just got spoiled.
Fantastic gameplay design is what hooks us as players.
I got spoiled in the 3 seconds of footage they showed of Hollow Knight. That's crazy.
Playing a princess. Please welcome Tony Howard Arias and Abby Howard.
It's wild.
I'm Abby Howard. And I'm Tony Howard Arias, and the two of us make up Black Tie Games, the studio focused on branching narratives.
We're honored to be presenting the award for Best Gameplay Design, which sits at the intersection of so many things, including smooth mechanics, challenging difficulty curves, and keeping players on their toes and immersed in what they're playing.
And for us, it's mostly about giving players way too many sentences they can click on. Here are the nominees for gameplay design. Absalom by Dotemu, Guard Crush Games, and Supa Monks.
Ball Pit by Kenny Sunn.
Hell yeah, Kenny.
Dawn Folk
My cousin.
by Darren Keller.
Hades 2 by Supergiant Games.
Hollow Knight Silksong by Team Cherry.
Keep Driving by YCJY Games.
Look Outside by Francis Columb.
I've been told many times to play this game, and I will.
By Nama Takahashi.
Ooh!
And Tsuyomi.
Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo by Pocket Trap.
The King is Watching by Hypnohead.
What do you have to say? Ooh! I feel like I said it. I feel like I said it.
And the Indie Game Award goes to Ball Pit by Kenny Sunn.
Let's go, my cousin! Let's go, cousin!
And it's great to see those lost hours finally coalesce into physical form.
Let's go, cousin Kenny!
Kenny unfortunately wasn't able to record and accept
Oh, Kenny.
the award, so we're accepting it on his behalf.
Thank you so much for your hard work, and we can't wait.
I was looking forward to seeing my cousin. I'll call him later. I'll call him later. See how he feels.
Black Voices in Gaming is committed to increasing Black representation and inclusion within the gaming industry, representing the growing and thriving community of Black game developers.
Call him right now. I'm not going to interrupt Black Voices in Gaming. Hey, Justin.
Everybody, it's your boy Justin Woodward, co-founder of the Mixed Media Indie Exchange.
I see you recorded this at the same time as your other one.
The nonprofit organization Experience Studios, which was made to help underrepresented developers get access to funding.
Get off screen? You're right. This one's not about me.
Discoverability, mentorship, and networking for their entrepreneurial growth. And we are partnered with the Indie Game Awards this year to showcase some of the best and brightest Black game developers that release games in 2025. So without further ado, the Black Voices in Gaming nominees are Avid Neon by Cryo GX.
This game looks so fucking sick.
The Wrath of a Fairy by Mars Lit Games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown by Strange Scaffold.
Hell yeah.
Spirit Swap Lo-Fi Beats to Match 3-2 by Soft Not Weak. Sorry We're Closed by A La Mode Games.
Excuse me for such whimsical utterances.
What do you mean, Whimsy?
And the winner is Althea, The Wrath of a Fairy by Mars Lit Games.
I haven't heard of it till now, but it looks cool. First of all, I want to say thank you for this award because we weren't expecting it. It was a nice surprise. Secondly, I want to thank my brother, the other half of the team, because he always manages to find something wrong in what we do. And that helps us create something better every time. A special thanks definitely goes to all the people that played the game, all the people who believed in what we do, in what we've done. Thank you so much. That's all. We hope to see you for our next project. What do you mean your sub was missing? What happened?
Hi, I'm Gabby D'Arienzo. I'm the co-creator of games like A Mortician's Tale, and most recently, Seasonal at Cemetery, which I worked on with these lovely people. Seasonal Cemetery is a completely free game where you explore a cemetery that changes in real time with your computer's date and time. The game is inspired by my own experiences exploring cemeteries, but especially during the pandemic, and seeing spaces that we often associate with death just breathe with so much life. During this scary time in the world, I found it oddly comforting to see these cemeteries change and grow with the seasons. I wanted to replicate that experience for players, creating a space for them to grieve and for them to find some catharsis during hard times. I speak on behalf of our whole team when I say thank you so much to the Indie Game Awards for this honor. Something that's really important to us is the ability to make small, gentle games about difficult subjects like death and grief. And it means the absolute world to us that people like our games, that they resonate with our games, and that there's a space for us in this industry to make the kind of games that we do. I hope that this inspires, maybe even encourages other developers to make their own games about difficult subject matters that are personal to them. Speaking from experience, I can say that it's weirdly therapeutic. And I hope you find the same catharsis, and I can't wait to play the games that you make.
Memorable experiences can punch you straight in the feels. Ria from I Miss My Friends Studio is here to share with us the 6 titles that hit the hardest.
Hi everyone, I'm Ria, co-founder of I Miss My Friends Studio, a 2-person indie team making our debut title, Fishbowl. Games can hit us harder than we expect. The stories, the moments, the emotions that stay with us long after we put down our controller. This award celebrates indies which moved us the most this year, or frankly made us ugly cry. Here are the nominees for emotional impact. Afterlove EP by Pixelnasia, And Roger by Teary Hand Studio, Don't Get Your Hopes Up by Krish Raghav, Henry Halfhead by Lululu Entertainment, Wander Stop by
Let's go, Wander Stop!
by Pierre Corbonets, The Pixel Hunt, and Exahiva. And the Indie Game Award goes to And Roger by Teary Hand Studio.
Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Yona, the creator of And Roger.
Thank you so much for selecting my game for such a wonderful award. Ant Roger is a very small, personal game, something you can finish in about an hour. That is why receiving the emotional impact awards means so much to me. It makes me deeply happy to know that this small work has traveled across the ocean and left an impression on the judges. To those who haven't played it yet, although it is short, I believe Ant Roger offers a very dense and meaningful experience. Since you've discovered the game through this opportunity, I hope you will consider giving it a try. Thank you.
Yeah, good thing there's subtitles. What is this mixing? I could get paid so much if I just edited anyone else's shit other than my own.
Southeast Asian games during the summer festival season. Representing the region are Samantha Lowe, Arif Johan, and Nissi Arcega from the SEA Games.
Man.
Hello, I'm Sam.
I'm Arif.
I'm Nissi. And we're the organizing team for the
Sam, hi Ara, hi Nissi.
An initiative dedicated to shining a spotlight on games and developers from our region.
Over the years, we've seen developers win the hearts of so many, creating experiences as far off as a cafe in futuristic Seattle and as close to home as the streets of Surabaya, Indonesia.
Although developers from the region have long been a part of the global games industry, with every year that passes, we see an increasing amount of developers who create truly original experiences. It's exciting to witness the growth of the region, and more importantly, to celebrate the exceptional games released this year.
Here are your nominees for the inaugural Southeast Asian Indie Game Award. Glyphica Typing Survival by Alias Black.
So many typing games this year, and I love to see it.
Artist Impact by Mas.
Hell yeah. I have this game in my Steam. I've yet to play. It's there though.
Games. Afterlove EP by Pixelnesia.
Yeah.
Whisper Mountain Outbreak by Toge Productions. Set Up a Culinary Adventure by Copyforge. And the Indie Game Award goes to Artist Impact by Mas.
It's sitting in my Steam. I can play it at any time. Just have it.
The developer of Artist Impact. I'm truly honored to accept the Southeast Asian Indie Game Awards for Artist Impact. Thank you to the judges, our amazing player, and everyone who supported us along the way. This award means a lot to me, and I'll keep working hard to bring more meaningful experience to you. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Alice. This is Chance.
Hello.
And we're the developers of Hyperbeat.
Oi, let's kill with the bad look. Hands off the bar while I'm cleaning it.
Hyperbeat is a rhythm action game with a completely original soundtrack, an ensemble cast of characters you can get to know, and some pretty deep character customization.
Whoa!
Is like a roller coaster. It's loud and then it's very soft.
It's a story about being yourself.
Yeah.
And like finding
who that is.
Wish list it goes, and I'm gonna go send it to Debbie real quick.
I think I need to remember, sometimes the story we want to tell is not the one we get to.
We're really honored to be included in the Indie Game Awards.
I don't think either Alice or I could have predicted that we would have been a part of the Vanguard class at all.
This is pretty cool.
It is very cool. We never thought that anybody would play the game,
let alone like it.
Purchase it.
Yeah.
What does being an indie creator mean to you?
I think being an indie means creative freedom, being yourself.
Indie really just means being authentic and doing what you love, doing things that matter to you.
Thank you.
Play indie games.
Play indie games.
Play indie games.
Play indie games.
Between Super Hexagon, Dicey Dungeons, and countless other scores, our next presenter has left you bobbing your head long after you stopped playing the games. Please welcome Chipsel.
I'm Chipsel, and thanks for joining us for the Indie Game Awards. You may know me from Super Hexagon, Dicey Dungeons, Just Shapes and Beats, to name a few.
I do know all those games.
For 15 years, and the community is like no other. We have the grit and the gumption to work together to make amazing things, and I think that's just beautiful. Music can pull you deeper into a game, make you feel things that you didn't expect, and stick with you long after you've put down the controller. The indie scene is really good at using music to lift the experience, whether it's a haunting melody that lingers after the credits, a sweeping score that drives the story, or a track that's just a straight up banger. The right music can totally transform a game from fun to unforgettable. Here's the nominees for music. Everhood 2, music by Kazakh, KMXP, Sjoerd Keller, Lumoth, Chris Nordgren, Cat God, Beat Tape, Dance Floor is Lava, and INFX. Hurdling, music by Joel Shock. Rift of the Necrodancer, music by Danny Baranowski, Alex McCullough, Jules Conroy, Josie Breckner,
So much to
Sam
say.
Webster, and Nick
will say
Moisbum.
nothing.
Sonokuni, music by Don Yasakru. Sword of the Sea, music by Austin Wintory.
I own it. It's in my Steam. I've yet to play it. It's there though. Is it? Hang on. Did I actually pull the trigger?
Wheel World by Johnny Jewel, June, and Orion.
I didn't? Okay, I'm adding it to my wish. Or it's already on my list. I'm adding it to my cart for later.
And the winner is Rift of the Necrodancer. Music
Hell
by
yeah.
Danny Baranowski, Alex McCullough, Jules Conroy, Josie Breckner, Sam Webster, and Nick Moisbum.
Hey, I'm Danny, music director
Danny.
for The Necrodancer. Thank you for the award. I wanted to thank Brace Yourself Games for making the game and giving me a job, and TikTok Games for helping us make it. I want to thank Sky Climenega for being my hand of the king and helping me so much with many musical tasks and heading up the level design, which is so important to the game. Don't want to forget the artist team, Alex, Jules, Josie, Sam, and Nick. Without their contributions, the soundtrack would not have been what it was. Thank you so much.
And a huge thanks to our level designers, David, Ella, Rox, and Dustin, for helping make some charts that really work with the music to make the game feel really fun.
Thank you so much, everybody who voted. Thanks to Brace Yourself Games, Danny Baranowski, of course, all of my other composers.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of our team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rock and roll, baby.
Innovation drives our industry forward, and no one does it better than the indies. Here
No one
to
does
tell
it
us
better.
about the 6 games that push the boundaries through mechanics and out-of-the-box ideas is Cecia Castillo from No Goblin.
Hi, I'm Cecia from No Goblin.
Hey, Cecia, I love your whole thing.
Risks pay
All
off,
of
and
it.
boundaries get pushed in ways the rest of the industry can only watch and learn from. This award celebrates the games that took bold chances, challenged the norm, and completely reimagined what's possible. The ones that remind us why it's so important to support indie developers. Here are the nominees for innovation. Blueprints by Dogubomb. Free Ride by Flighty Felon Games Inc.
believe that's also in my
Gas
Steam,
Station Story by NZ.
but I haven't played it yet. Been a weird year.
PBJ the Musical by Philip Stollenmayer.
Hey, Wade.
Ruffy and the Riverside by Socrates Laboratories UG. Taria and Como by Poppy Seed Studio Inc. and Juvie Productions. And the Indie Game Award goes to Blueprints by Dogu Bomb.
I'm glad it won something somewhere, you know what I mean?
I can't believe I won an Indie Game Award. I'm a big fan, as
hell yeah,
expect from someone who plays only indie games, and part of the reason I play indie games is because they're so innovative, and indie devs are the ones taking, you know, the big risks in the industry. They're the ones that are bending and breaking and birthing new genres and mechanics and design concepts. And I think that indie games are the heart of games because they are the ones pushing the medium forward. So looking at the other nominees, not just in the innovation category, but across all the categories, and there's so much sort of fresh design and concepts that I've never seen in games before. So I am deeply honored to win this award in a company of developers like this and in a year like this, because it has been so innovative. Is it innovative or innovative?
Both.
I think
it's both.
I say both.
Yeah, I think it's both.
I guess that's the cool thing about winning an award like this is I'm not saying it wrong. I'm simply innovating the pronunciation.
All right, buddy. Okay, slow down. Okay, you can go next presenter, please. Next award. Next award. Let's move it on. Let's keep it moving. Okay.
Thank you to 6-1 Indy for putting this on every year.
Jesus Christ. That was good. God damn.
Hey guys, this is Micah with Crashable Studios, and we're so glad people are enjoying the game, and it's such an incredible honor to be chosen as Indie Vanguards. And our game Wildwood Down is a slapstick comedy adventure starring a main character.
I want that communist girl off the show.
Downs. And we grew up with him, and he's like our brother from another mother.
Hey Vic, how are you?
He did all his own voice acting, and he's like the heartbeat and inspiration of the entire game. And it was so incredible to be able to make this game with him. And so part of our story is that about a year and a half into making the game, Daniel was diagnosed with 3rd-degree lung cancer, and he was rushed to the hospital. We didn't know if he was going to live or not, and it was really like a terrible time. And but fans of the game and voice actors of the game sent us videos and messages and gifts while we were in the hospital. And also while we were there, we got the news that we won this award for diversity, and we sent in a thank you for it. And it was just incredible to see Daniel watch that.
The winner is Wildwood Down.
Now fast forward like 5 or 6 months later, Daniel's doing like super well. He has a super high probability that he's gonna live a full, healthy life, which is just incredible. So thanks so much. We're so honored to be chosen as Indie Vanguards, and cheers to everyone enjoying the Indie Game Awards. Peace out, peoples.
Very nice, David.
Latin American Games Showcase
Good night, Vic. I love you.
strives to increase the visibility of the video games being developed in the Latin region and by Latin Americans around the world. Representing the region is producer David Lucio.
Hey everyone, my name is
David.
Lucio. I'm the founder and director of the Latin American Games Showcase, a platform dedicated to uplift and celebrate the amazing talent of Latin American game developers. The talent coming out of our community is world-class and it deserves to be celebrated loudly. And tonight I have the honor to present the Latin American Game Award, a category that recognizes the passion, the resilience, and the original voices that are shaping the future of our industry. And the nominees are: from Ecuador, Despelote by Julián Cordero and Sebastián Balbuena. From Brazil, Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo by Pocket Trap.
I wish I could grow a beard like his.
From Mexico and the US,
I don't care about the mustache. I just want the beard.
Studios Inc. and Juvi Productions.
Doesn't come in.
Chile, Tormented Souls 2 by Dual Effect.
Game featured in my next YouTube video. Well, the
From Brazil,
first
Adventure of Samsara by Ilex Games. And from the Dominican Republic, Culebra and the Souls of Limbo by Gala Games. The Indie Game Award goes to Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo by Pocket Trap.
Olá, Indie Game Awards. 2025 foi ano incrível para todos.
It has been an incredible year for the Latin American games. We couldn't be happier to be receiving this award. Pipistrello was inspired by games we grew up playing. We've incorporated a lot of our Brazilian culture and architecture into it. On behalf of all of Pocket Trap, we're very proud to receive this award. And we want to thank everyone who's played and contributed. Thank you so much.
Taking a project from concept to fully realized is quite the undertaking, especially when achieved solo.
Despelote. Oh, what was the name? It was Despelote.
Is Jade Meadows.
Despolade.
I'm honored to be
Hi, Jade.
presenting the award for solo development. Making games is really hard. Games are the intersection of so many different disciplines, from art and animation to programming and writing and game design. Being a solo developer means stretching your creativity across all of these specialties to bring your game to life. For about the past 3 years, I've been doing that for my game, Blue Ridge Hunting, which, by the way, is being published by 6-1 Indie, and you should totally wishlist on Steam. Whether completely or with the help of the remarkable contractors, volunteers, or friends, these developers each poured countless hours and endless creativity into bringing their games to life. Here are your nominees for solo development.
I have.
Trails by Brady Soglin. Lush Foil Photography Sim by Matt Newell. Mega
Jade was featured in a different showcase.
Naiad by High Warp.
The game featured in my next YouTube video.
Build by Lente. Vile Exhumed by Kara Cadaver. And the Indie Game Award goes to Tall Trails by Brady Soglin.
Jade was in one of the other showcases. I think Day of the Devs. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Tall Trails, and if you're seeing this, that means Tall Trails has received the Indie Game Award for solo development. So hooray! Thank you. If you played Tall Trails, you know Tall Trails is a very weird, joyful game. Its themes are very close to my heart, so it means a ton to me to see other folks connecting with it like they have. So thank you all very much for that. While I was the only developer of Tall Trails, it definitely wasn't just me. So I want to also thank Dylan Payne, the composer of the soundtrack for Tall Trails. The soundtrack's amazing. It really brings the game up a level. So thank you, Dylan, for that. Also want to thank Francesca Carletta Leone for her work QAing the game, and Greg Wolwend, who designed the logo. And then also my partner Phoebe, my friends, my family. Without your support, it would not have been possible to make Tall Trails. So thank you guys very much. Okay, that's all. So long.
Bye. Game does look cool. Kind of reminds me of Short Hike, which is huge compliment.
Individuals and organizations who have made remarkable and positive contributions to the indie scene.
Don't need to play the Gator Game DLC.
Among the curation jury, one organization consistently stayed at the forefront of our minds. Their work doesn't always get the main stage spotlight, but the impact they make is a perfect example of why this category exists. But instead of us telling you more, we've invited a few mutual friends to share some words and their own experiences.
My name is Remy Siu,
Is that a kind of funny
director of 1000 Times Resist, and I'm so excited to help present this
You're not
year's
gonna believe
recipient for the
A
industry
game that is
impact.
in my Steam library,
First time I
and
learned
I
about
haven't
Game
gotten
Devs of
around to
Color
it.
was in 2020. It was at the beginning of the pandemic, and I had just decided to abandon my career in the arts to try making games for real. It was scary, and I knew very little about the indie scene at large, beyond that there were indie games. I didn't know if anybody would be interested in the themes we wanted to explore in 1000 Times Resist.
Got too much backlog.
Discovering Game Devs of Color was a kind of revelation, a reminder that there are people out there, peers, who are interested in the same things that inspire you. A reminder that the gaming community is not homogenous, but that there is, and always has been, diversity, both in the people and the games they make. It's a reminder that we should tell our own stories in the ways we yearn to, and not ask permission. There are so many Steam festivals and events out there now, but Game Devs of Color still feels like home. It's where games we make here at Sunset Visitor feel most comfortable in their own skin. So thank you, Game Devs of Color, and congratulations.
Hello and Swadee Krap. My name is Sanat Busiyangkun, and I'm an indie developer based in Bangkok, Thailand. It is my honor to be here to help present this year's recipient for the Industry Impact Award. I remember attending my first Game Devs of Color Expo back in 2021. Looking back at the talks I attended, I'm honestly surprised at how much it's still affecting my work today. I remember seeing Fami's talk, seeing someone from my home region who was so visible in the industry. Someone who just showed the world that, hey, we make games too. For a lot of us, just existing in this industry is kind of rough, but I'm thankful for Game Devs of Color for making this space where people get to find their communities, where devs today get to experience this magical feeling of meeting someone who kind of just understands you. A space where we don't have to justify our presence, where we get to just exist, create, and share. Today, game development is more approachable than ever, yet somehow still as difficult as ever. There's still so many barriers at every step of the way, but for today, let us celebrate the work that Game Devs of Color has done for this industry, along with the work that they'll continue to inspire each and every day.
Hi, I'm C. Bedford from Alamo Games,
Bedford.
and I'd like to take a minute to talk about Game Devs of Color and the impact that they've had on the industry. They've certainly given me opportunity to reach a further audience and be able to get what I'm creating out there to more people to see what it is that I'm making. As creators, I think, there's nothing more that we want than to connect with other people out there in the world. And at the same time, as like a player or a gamer myself, there's nothing more that I want than to find like an exciting new world that is just unique and special and something I haven't, explored before. And I feel that is exactly what Game Devs of Color does, and they do it really well. They put in real conscious effort to find games that may be overlooked simply because of who's creating it and who's behind the desk putting it together. And it's a real shame because I believe there's so many players who are looking for those new experiences, and they do an excellent job, I think, of trying to bridge communities together to find, I don't know, just something to connect with, something more to connect with. I believe they are very deserving of this award, which I have the great pleasure of being part of presenting, which is the Industry Impact Award. They are very deserving of it. So congratulations and thank you very much, Game Devs of Color, for all that you do.
Hi, everybody. I'm
Hi.
Hi,
Kat.
I'm an independent game developer for over a decade, and I'm also the executive director of Game Devs of Color, Inc. And our mission is to amplify the creative power held by people of color in games. We are so honored to accept this award on behalf of our entire team. Now you can see the whole team here. The team is me, it's Brian Carr, Brian Chung, GJ Lee. We have so many other amazing folks that help us do our work. We have Alexia, Brittany, Danielle, Imperatrice, Hamna, Iman, Jace, Josh, Katiti, Crystal, Martin, Mylea, Sharpie, all of our partners and collaborators, just so many amazing people. And it really could not be done without every single one of those folks. So we are infinitely grateful, not just for this award, but also for every person who steps up to build the future together.
Our online conference, the Game Devs of Color Expo, started 10 years ago. Every September, we provide developers of color a platform to speak beyond token diversity 101 talks and share their expertise and best practices through panels, talks, and interviews. The event extends beyond our global audience into local events too. We threw 14 watch parties for this last expo, and they were really fun. You should go next year. We also provide a lot of other opportunities through our GDOC Expo Direct and our Steam sale, which reaches hundreds of thousands of people so that devs can show their games to so many more. Thank you so much for recognizing the effort we put in each year for building all of this.
In a world where hegemonic entities merely check off their diversity checklist in order to profit off of tokenism, only to later abandon the marginalized once it's no longer useful, we band together in solidarity, resilience, care, and celebration. We strive to be the most pro-developer community. That's why we don't charge dev fees, we don't use any unpaid volunteer labor, we pay all contributors. We make our content accessible online with captions. We provide scholarships for in-person opportunities, and we have awarded over $400,000 in no-strings grant funding to help promising game creators build sustainable businesses, forming or expanding their studios. Because we put developers first.
We invest back into the community and in the next generation of game creators. So thank you to the Indie Game Awards jury for the honor, and thank you all for the time and attention. Our call to action is for you to join together with us in solidarity. We fight to create a better games industry that is intersectional and equitable. So come visit us at gamedevsofcolor.org and see how you can take part in the movement of creating an industry where the underrepresented are included from the very beginning and not just an afterthought.
Well, we've come to the final award of the night. It's the big one.
Here to pass the torch and present Game of the Year on behalf of Local Thunk is Wout van Helderen from Playstack.
Hey everyone, this is Wout from Playstack. Last year, Local Thunk and Playstack had the honor to receive the Indie Game of the Year at the Indie Game Awards. This year, we are delighted to pass that forward to the next big game of 2025. Now, we always say indie games are the lifeblood of this industry, and 2025 has proven that once again. Now, all these nominees and some others that might have just escaped the list are all worthy of your time and recognition. Of course, there can only be one winner, so let's take a look at the nominees. Absalom by Dotemu, Guard Crash Games, and
It's the big one, chat.
And Roger by Teary Hand Studio. Blueprints by Dogubomb.
All right, chat, what do you think's gonna win?
Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Factor by Jump Over the Age. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 by Sandfall Interactive. Consumi by Jenny Zhao Xia, AP Thompson, Ji On Lee, Violet WP, and Ken Koda Snyder. Hades 2 by Supergiant Games. Hollow Knight Silksong by Team Cherry.
What an amazing year of indie game. And only indie games. An amazing indie year.
By Pocket Trap. And the winner is Clair Obscur Expedition 33 by Sandful Interactive.
On behalf of the entire team at Sandfall, I want to say a massive thank you to the Indie Game Awards jury for nominating and awarding us with both Debut Game and Game of the Year tonight. It's an incredible honor, and standing here among so many talented creators we admire is truly humbling. What began as a solo passion project couldn't have turned into the game Expedition 33 is today, without the immense dedication of our dev team, our publisher Kepler, the people who believed in us long before anyone else did, and our community who helped us become what we are today. We keep an indie heart and spirit, and we are honored to be recognized alongside so many incredible games. Being an independent studio in this industry is tough enough, and we feel incredibly lucky to be where we are today. So we want to use this opportunity to celebrate the other games our team loved during the year. The other nominees are all fantastic, and we pretty much played and loved all of them, especially Blueprints. But we also gathered a list of our team's favorite indie games this year we want to give a shout out to. Abyssus, Tiny Bookshop, The Seance of Blake Manor, Sword of the Sea, and for our fellow JRPG enjoyers, the 100-Line Last Defense Academy and Trails in the Sky First Chapter. We're deeply grateful for this moment and incredibly motivated to keep pushing ourselves creatively. Thank you again to the Indie Game Awards for these incredible honors, and thank you all for celebrating with us. Bye-bye.
Bye. See, notice all these people with the fucking beards that are not attached to their mustache? That's why I can't! That's why I can't grow a beard! That's why! It's the French genes! My genes fucked me! The French can't connect the fucking beard!
The second annual Indie Game Awards is officially in the books. Congratulations to all nominees and recipients, and a huge thank you to our unbelievable presenters who took the time to celebrate the scene with us.
Once again, to all our fellow showcases, journalists, content creators, institutes, organizations, and more who made tonight possible, thank you. And of course, to our sponsors,
congrats, Clair Obscur
of the IGAs.
Finally, thank you all for watching and hopefully cheering along from the comfort of your homes. It hasn't been a good year. We faced countless layoffs and closures driven by corporate greed and the allure of AI, both in development and journalism. The outside world remains a nightmare fueled by war, genocide, and mass starvation. Here at home, families continue to be torn apart, women's rights and freedom of choice remain at risk, and the safety and security of our queer, trans, and BIPOC communities are threatened every day. But you know what? Despite all the bad, we're here together tonight celebrating the good. Keep using your voice to make a positive impact. Don't be afraid to speak out against the real bad eggs who hold way too much power. Don't be afraid to show your support for Gaza and a free Palestine. Don't be afraid to be a loud ally for underrepresented cultures, communities, and people altogether. That voice of yours is what's gonna bring out the good. Maybe one day it'll lead us to a future where a game delay is our biggest problem. Wouldn't that be nice?
Sure would. Slowly but surely, though, we'll get there. And if you're angry about anything that he just mentioned, politely read the room. The Indie Game Awards will return in 2026. In the meantime, explore the IGA's Steve event and celebrate the scene well beyond the credits rolling. Until next time, thank you, happy holidays, and keep supporting independent, human-crafted art.
Hell yeah. Ed Frogman. Thanks, boys. That was the Indie Game Awards. Maybe one day I'll be featured in it. Maybe one day Maker will get their wish and I'll be in it. Maybe one day, and I'll be a guest presenter in it, and I'll be like, hey, the Game Award goes to Genital Jousting, and then everybody will cheer. That was the Indie Game Awards. Congratulations, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 for Game of the Year, and congratulations everybody else. I'm happy to see indie games get more representation in this showcase, simply by the fact that one game wasn't allowed to sweep the entire thing. But even if it was, I'm confident that this game would have had more representation for these indies. Hey, look, another amazing showcase that you should watch, but we're not going to watch it right now. We already watched it. We already seen it. We already watched it. We're not going to watch it right now. That was the Indie Game Awards. Congratulations to all the winners. Another amazing year of this showcase. I'm excited There was a huge improvement this year. I'm excited. That editing error that I pointed out, that seemed to be a one-time thing. I didn't notice it a second time. Good. I'm glad. Won't hold it against you. Loved it. Loved the showcase, or award show rather. It's not really a showcase. I don't define showcase. You know what I mean? Loved the show. 9 out of 9. I loved it. I'm gonna watch it every single year going forward. I hope one day voting opens up more and there's more to vote on. But I guess it was really just all compacted into one montage. So I guess everything did get voted on, but it was just one quick montage. I think in the future, personally, I would spread that out more. Treat it as like a break in it. So like you do like award, and then you're like community award for blah, blah, blah. I think that would be the better way to do that personally. But I don't think the way that it was done was necessarily bad. I just think that that would have been a nice break between all the talking of just like pop in and then be like, best adventure game community or best community voted adventure game goes to blah, 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 that kind of thing. Yeah, it goes to boobity scoobity boobity. Yeah. Good showcase. Award show. I don't know what the words are. I guess I'm just being innovative.